Hello, ActoSage here on the Sage channel, and I'm here today to show you guys the Pasgetti factory I have put together.
Do you like Pasgetti?
It's a big old, quite busy factory, but I figured the best way to show it off is to start way out here at my farthest little base, which is actually, if we were to walk up to it, a lovely little house with a front porch and not much of a roof on it, and even a little workshop inside and some other stuff, and 2 mining machines. That's my whole base. Thanks for watching. No, that's obviously not. But if we were to go ahead and follow this, it'll quickly bring us over to more stuff. Not my whole base. It's going to be a while before those conveyors actually reach the base, and you see the reason why it's called the Pasgetti base. So let's head down our lovely little ladder with all of its safety shielding. Pretty straightforward stuff here. Make sure I don't get lost and actually follow the conveyors back to home. And if you don't know, this game is Satisfactory. Ta-da. But anyhow, let's head over here and there you go. This isn't my base. What this is just the power supply area. This is all coming out of 2 lovely little mines right there, and I fork it, and then I fork each of those forks 3 times, and I actually did have another one that forked 3 times. Anyway, there's like 30 something coal generators here, and those mines at the right are just pumping out tons and tons of coal to power all of this chaos. All of the chaos. All of the chaos that you could ever dream of is here in the Pasgetti generator. And it keeps on going this way for quite a while. Now, there is another section of this that I'd like to show off before we go actually to the real base, because, again, this is all just power land, and it's back where I just fell off of, because I didn't intend to tumble down here to the generator land. No, I intended to go back upstairs. But we can get to there from here. My spinny belts of downwards movement. And if we were to go ahead and head up this and hopefully not fall off the bloody ladder. I wish they did ladders in this game sort of like Half-Life, where it's, you know, whichever direction you aim, you go. I'm pretty sure that's how those work. Oh god, let's not get ourselves killed. Let's land on this ladder here. There we go. That'll get us up to the pretty much tippity-topsies. And there you go. Now you can see our base production. Look at that. We got the ore coming in from over there, and it channels into a lovely little smooter. And if we could actually go ahead and bring our UI back, there we go. Smooter, make us some good stuff. Go ahead and process that. And then I actually have some others being processed there. So all goes in this lovely little container, and we have all the plates and stuff we could ever need. We also have magical metal coming out of this mine, which is the whole reason why there's one of those towers there. The other tower is just to get that coal, or not coal, pardon, but the iron ore from the 2 mines I showed you at first down to the bottom here. So let's hippity-hop our way down here and hopefully not hit the ground too hard. And we'll actually make our way across the landscape over to, what's that beautiful thing called? Right, our actual base, which is across this way. And you'll actually see that this is a coal generator, another Mark II version, pumping out coal as fast as it can, sending it across the Great Lake, and all the way over to our base, which we'll be able to reach by hopping on top of this if we like, and we can now take this all the way home. Or, because vehicles are cool, I have a vehicle sitting here and we can take that for a little spin as well. As long as I actually have power in it, which I don't. But there we go, I've dropped fuel off. Now we do, so we can move said vehicle. Ta-da. We're going to take the scenic route. We'll meet back up with all those cables in a second. Or I guess conveyors and cables. Can't really see it at night like this, but you might glimpse it in the sky every now and again. I do have power cables coming from up on top of the mountains, because when I originally went seeking for the coal to better increase my power output and use it to make some steel, I thought I'd be stuck in a canyon. So I went over the mountains to get there before I figured out it was a pretty straight shot from just the ground to the coal resource. Anyhow, like I said, meeting back up with the... I never even looked to my left there. It was a big, beautiful sight you'll never see now. But anyway, meeting back up with the conveyors. We can follow them back to the land of Pasgetti and joy. Pasgetti, smooters, and bots. There's our lovely big tower to the sky, which I really want to be able to actually go up in, but they don't let you yet. And here we go, the Pasgetti factory. With all the Pasgetti you could ever love. You get the name? Yes, you get the name. I love the word too. But yes, this is our factory. So we got the 2 iron sources coming in. I haven't actually done much with them yet, but with the coal, I've gone ahead and I'll just follow that to give you an idea of what the hell is going on here. The coal is going from over there, coming this way, and splitting. And then each time it splits, I split it again. Haha. And so one of them splits and goes into all of the refining machines I have right here. I think I have 3 of them. Yes, I do. And then they're being mixed with some iron that I have processing over from here. And another, yeah, there we go, iron processor right there. Kicking that out, so it's mixing the iron and the coal together to make some, I believe it is steel ingots. That all goes into here, so if we ever get backed up, it'll store it, but we don't get backed up because we burn through it like crazy, and it all comes out and gets mixed into these 4 lovely machines here. 2 of these are making steel beams. 2 of them are making lovely little, pipes. Pips and bims. Pips and bims. And actually the one that goes to the pips, I splits and sent over to another pit maker because it was actually getting more than it needed. So ta-da. And that I actually do have, I think, forking off and actually getting supplies from another production line with another setup exactly like this elsewhere. And that all goes into these huge high storage things there. If we wanted to see the other pip and bim manufacturing device, we'd have to not fall on the ground like I've just done. We'd have to get up there again. Gosh darn it. Which way is this going? That way. Okay, cool. Here we go. I made it up there. We're all good. Everything is fine. I'm no longer trapped on the floor. Well, there we go. You can see the other fork of the coal comes up here. Again, splits in 3. And I have that going into those 3 lovely refinery friends right there. And then I have coal actually coming in from down there. I have a splitter or 2. They come up and split the 3 and again go down. And I have these lovely little towers that I stack everything on top of now. And it's beautiful. And I tried my darndest to make sure they didn't clip through each other, because it will just let you clip them. The only clipping I got was like this right here where, technically that shouldn't work, but it does, because if it didn't, the game would be impossible, I think. Anyhow, got all those 3 smoothers there, and if we were to actually get past all of this nonsense, which basically blocks me, there we are. You can see over here, it comes out into 2 refinery friends that make more BIMs, and the BIMs actually go ahead and loop around behind it. I actually merge them both together before sending them all the way back down there so they can merge back into the main line of BIMs. And then I have this friendo coming out and actually splitting it so it goes to another constructor and another constructor to make pips. And then of course those go back and merge with the main pip line as well. So the pips and BIMs done. They carry on their way. That's the most complex thing here, except for one other thing which I'll show you in a minute. Everything else down here is pretty simple and straightforward. Nope, I lied, maybe not. It's where we have another mine right, where is it? Here. And I can fork this out and do more stuff in the future, which I will do. But it's pumping stuff out. I'm sending that into 3 smooters. These smooters are then going ahead and, of course, piping out into a million different things. This is actually backed up. Looking at it here, it's making old-fashioned pipes, which I'm turning into screws and then pumping God knows where. I genuinely don't remember where that screw line goes. I was having screw issues earlier, so maybe it's a new one that I set up to fix that issue. Maybe that issue's gone. Shall I follow it? It's like a journey. I get to figure out what the hell I did with them. Oh, never mind. They're just going right down here, where more screws are going, because I was having screw issues. But look, now the normal pipes are barely coming in here, so it means I'm probably having pipe issues. Oh, no, we're able to keep up with production. Yeah, get 18 of them in there per minute, and 132 screws in per minute. And it'll keep on making us our motors. Our efficiency isn't perfect. It's 84%, so clearly, and it was the iron rods that I'm running low on. God dang it! So eventually I have to figure out a way to make a few more iron rods. Probably from over there where I had all that stuff backed up. I'll split it, make some iron rods, and tie them back into this, so that we can keep making rotors. Haha, because we need the rotors to come out of these 2 rotor friends into this friends, which actually has quite a few within them, which then pump out into a splitter, get split. This is ridiculous here. They get split here, and then I actually split it off again because I wanted more of them going this way than that way, because that way is just to my main storage. It doesn't actually go anywhere else, but we have so many it doesn't really make a matter. And then we have another split here where I'm stacking on top of more cargo containers and running it up and away to magic lands. If we were also to look down here, Let me see, I'm bringing copper and steel pips into this friendo here. And again, that's just split off of the steel pip line up there. Bap, cut it off, send the pipes down here. Alright, so what else do we got? More fancy stuff with screws and steel plates. This one's stopped because it's maxed out. 100 is all it can hold. So these friendos here, again, are just basically making steel plates and pipes and rods and all that good simple stuff out of iron, and then shipping them into these two friendos here. Yeah, right here to make the heavy-duty iron plates, which we're no longer really using for anything, but whatever. And this is making what I like to call super concrete. It's an industrial, you know, encased industrial beam. So it's BIMs in concrete. It's BIMs in concrete. So there you go, job's done. They're being slowly shipped away, and it looks like it's the steel beams that are our shortcoming there, so we need to, again, up production of those. And I'm looping these in from 3,000 miles away, obviously, down this conveyor. If I can land on the corner, but I can run along it. So yeah, they're actually being pumped out and split and sent this way, which then splits them into multiple different directions, because up here, they're actually being used also to make these friendos. And that one actually said it had a concrete shortage. What? Gosh darn it, really, a concrete shortage. And why do one of you have concrete shortage and not the other? I think I was in the process of actually... I don't know exactly what the hell I was doing here anymore. It's a confusing mess. I might have gone a little mad on it all. But I feel like this was supposed to merge into this other friendo here. So we can actually do that right now, just because it's driving me mad. Merger, stick it in there. You, stick it in... Did I do a splitter or a merger? That's a merger. I know what I'll do. Have it come out to... here. And you go to there. This is a merger as well. Gosh, diggity darn it. You know what I can do then? Finish this real quick and get back to the tour, because it's a 300-mile facility. And now you see why everything is spaghettification in this place. I didn't like building on the foundations, because honestly the foundations bug me a lot, because you have to snap everything to it, and it's not one building per square, so I tried not to use those on most things, and kind of intentionally just let the madness flow. Anyway, this is our concrete production. It's so damn simple, I'm not even going to look at it anymore. That's it. And there's of course our space tower. Whatever it's called. Space elevator, that's the word. Anyway, if we were to climb up here, this is basically the main backbone of the entire facility on this side. And it heads all the way down there to all sorts of resources, and I run them back and forth whichever way. Right here we got our modular production, which is also using, yeah, those rotors and stators, which are produced down there in this nonsense. Basically, I'm trying to make a forge world when I'm all said and done with it, where I'll continue spreading this outwards, but also upwards, so eventually you won't be able to see the ground. Yeah, I already showed off all of that friendo stuff. This is my main storage land. Basically here I have every component I've built so far except for one or two, and basically I pump a certain amount of them up here to cap everything off. Ta-da. So yeah, if we go through all these, you can see we got whatever we want. So if we want to do our own crafting manually and we need something, we can just run to one of these and grab them all. You can see just oodles and oodles of stuff. And then of course I started putting these in because I ran out of space with other things, so I needed more storage space, and there wasn't really an easy solution. I'll eventually be putting some more ladders in, yeah, like these here, to make it look like this is actually supported and not just hovering, and we can of course run up said ladders and run about up top. Yeah, Pasgetti, I love it. Let's go ahead and look directly under this place. Oh dear. This stuff, by the way, right here, this special wire, that's being built, I think, yeah, at the far side, but it's the special metal that we were at near the mountain. Anyway, I just have a stockpile of it here in case it's needed for anything else, which it will be in due time. Copper generation is a lovely little spicy meatball on its own. Obviously, I have some stuff that's backed up a little bit here, but yeah, I think we're all right for the most part. It's a little bit ridiculous. Let's see, is there any... Yeah, this is all little tiny bit backed up. Yeah. Yep, I could probably fork it and send it somewhere, but it's probably just backed up because it's not being used as fast as it's being produced. And There's not really much I can do about that right now unless I wanted to up production of something somewhere, and I have no reason to do that, really. What else do we got? I think I explained all the stuff over there. Oh, in one of my previous videos I did show off a fancy little thing where I could drop off, these are all wires by the way, just tons of wires because I needed a lot earlier. I did show off a system where I could go ahead and start dumping stuff into and it would just turn it into that stuff. I originally had 3 crates down here, which I actually still do. Can you hear the surprise in my voice? And I would drop specific stuff off in them. That became a bit of a faff, having to actually run down here into this maze to get to these 3 things, even though it was leaves, wood, and mycelium. And of course then it would go through each of the machines to make biofuel and pump it into a big container. Ta-da! Container, right there where I'm looking. I didn't like that after a while, because I didn't really need biofuel, so I wasn't coming down here to restock the generators, so I have a box up there that just brings stuff all the way down to this smart sorter, because you can do smart sorting in this, so you can say what goes out the right, straightforward, and left. And so it'll just find its way down from the box I have up there if ever I have leaves or annoying stuff in my inventory. Let's see. I think that's most of this area? That's coming and splitting into 2. Oh, right, this is just another manufacturing machine I had making stators. But, of course, they're only really used for these motor friends, and we have a huge, huge surplus of motor friends. A huge surplus. What else do we got? That's it for this area. I do have a few jump pads to get myself back up top if I fall down here. But they're usually, you know, kind of hard to navigate around anymore because there's so many bloody pipes and stuff. Oh, also, I have been collecting the worms. Yeah, the worms, the Somer sloops, the random spheres of Mercer. Yeah, and there's that magic metal again. And I built a supercomputer, which unlocked something else that I can't remember right now. But we'll cross the bridge later. Anyway, if we carry on to the more of the factory, you'll see all these lovely blue things. Oopsies, they've stopped and backed up, huh? That is plastic. If I look at this, ta-da, plastic. And then we have rubber here. And that's being made from oil. So if we were to hippity-hop our way over here, you'll be able to see these are all of our oil refinery things. And our friend Clarence keeps getting in the way. I call him my friend, but really he's my arch nemesis at this point. I hate Clarence. Clarence is insistent on having way too much clearance around these structures. Like, you can't even put a pipe through there. Even though there's blatantly room between the 2 of them, I couldn't put a conveyor through there. It wouldn't let me. So it's the reason why this is so open and so much unused space over here. It's annoying is what it is. Anyway, that's this mess here, and if we were to actually go ahead and follow this line all the way back... Excuse me, can I please stand on... You can't... Yeah, these move so fast I can't even run along them anymore without being on the sides of them, and I'm horrible at that. Oh yeah, also I started making more concrete, but I didn't actually pump it anywhere yet. But if we were to run up here and get stuck in the water, because that's a dangerous edge that I should put some stuff along. Please let me out of water. I don't want to be in it all day. Thank you very much. If we were to come up here, up our lovely little ramps, you'll see the most advanced machine in the facility. Haha, and looks like pips are our big holdup right here. Steel pipes. Needs 30 per minute. Will it reach it before it finishes it? No. No, it won't. It's only at 47% efficiency. Curses. Looks like it gets enough screws and everything else, but we need to increase that pipe manufacturing. And this is creating these more advanced heavy modular frames, which takes all of this stuff right here. It's insane. And that's actually why most of this whole big plinth or 2 of nonsense exists. And all that. It's all to make steel plates and rods and heavy duty steel things. It's crazy. Iron, I mean, not steel. Replace everything I just said with iron and it makes sense. And yeah, you can see we have my new friends here as well. And they would not be backed up if it wasn't for the fact that we don't have enough of those steel pips. If we were to jump up, you'll see that we do have manufacturing lines running up from each of these because I didn't have enough room really to build everything on one layer without spreading out like crazy, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to carry the Forge World aspect onwards. So henceforth, we get the spinny things going upwards, like it's wrapped around a fork, into the land of more production, which I actually quite like, even though they kept blocking the line of sights on the wires, and I had to keep redoing them, stick them in our corners, and so on and so forth. We can see you got the nice little sort of bridgeway that just comes over here to the screw production. So it basically makes a bunch of pipes, or rods, and then turns them into screws. Yep, and then I pipe all the screws back down to everything else in the galaxy. And I actually do have, I think, yeah, there's the line of screws that goes out of base as well. And I actually have another line of screws coming in from, I think, somewhere else that I was also feeding in. No, I wasn't. It was what we just saw right there. These friendos. If I get up here, we'll be able to see it easily enough. There. These friendos right here. So all the screws come down from upstairs, and then I have 3 splitters that merge into this guy, which merges into this guy, which feeds into this line, which leads over there. Because originally we didn't have enough screws in the big 4-unit manufacturing friend. And of course this also then forks out and goes back to our main storage, because originally it just forked to main storage in that guy, and main storage wasn't full up, so that was just taking all of it. Well, most of it. Okay, half of it, but I didn't have enough to run both. Got ya. Now we're down to the pipe issue, and I'll fix that eventually. I need to get more iron and coal. We got the iron at base, and I can set up another coal mine, lickety-split like. Let's see. That's pipes, that's screw production. I needed more screws again, so that's what a lot of this is doing. I think there's 3 of them making screws, and 3 of them making rods. Yep, rods. Yeah, 4 of them making rods, and 2 of them making screws. There you go. That's what it is. And then also down here, because I wanted to build it, I really want to fill like every single space with nonsense. We have this stuff down here, which you can see I was building like crazy because it let me build straight through the rock, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I ended up trying so hard to fight our friend Clarence to get stuff down here so we could actually have it all looping through without hitting everything. I really hate Clarence. He's so damn annoying. Anyway. Finally, got it all looped back up top-like. What else do we have? Well, we should get to the oil, so we can explain where that plastic and stuff is coming from. It would be, if we follow the oil barrels, or as I like to call them, oil bottles, for whatever reason, we'll head up a nice lovely little bridge, which you can't actually build on the bridge like I did here, but I built foundations out to here, placed it, and then deleted the foundations, so that we have an awesome little metal bridge with these supports on top of it. Bye-bye, factory. I'll see you again pretty soon, actually. And if we were to follow this through the danger zone that is this area, and not be stuck on trees, I really wish you could use F and tear down crashed ship wreckage. Alright. And we follow this through this beautiful little forest, we'll eventually reach something that isn't so beautiful, nor little. Actually, I would argue it's beautiful in its own way. Yes, we'll come to the unfinished bridge. And you can see across that bridge there's some weird stuff. Kind of a gorgeous view and all that. And to head across... I love the lighting here because it goes zoop into fog. And I'm going to, of course, make this bridge wider so we can have this nice railing along the sides of it and all that stuff. But yeah, over here is where the oil stuff is, and there were some spiders and a lot of spitty mean people here as well. But yeah, you get this, like, crazy boggy oil crude stuff, and you have to pipe it up and then ship it away, and I freaking love it, actually. It's kind of crazy cool looking. This place was a lot more hostile, and there were lots of bad guys around. And I haven't done much exploring. But anyway, that's the Pasgetti factory. I think I've shown most all of it. There's probably a few little things I'm forgetting. We've done an awful lot of research. We've almost finished all this stuff. Really, I needed a lot of computers now, so I need to make a computer manufacturing thing, but I'm not going to do that until I get my steel pipes, my pips, up and running properly and smoothly so that I can have just that box outputting like crazy. But yeah, that's that. Let's head back real quick. And I figured I might as well bring the car, and looking at the space elevator, hey! Don't want to fall in the water here. You can see the power lines I have, and it's actually deep enough to drown the car out, which would be bad, of course, because you don't want to drown a car. Or anything, for that matter, actually. Drowning's bad. Don't drown kids, and don't drown anybody else. Oh, frunk. I should probably chop down some of these trees to make my way back a little bit easier and build a road. Anyway, there we go. I just figured, let's not end the video way out there in the middle of nowhere. Let's end it looking at the Pasgetti land. The land of ultimate Pasgetti, or as somebody on my stream called it, the Bramblebush of Pasgetti. Pasgetti Bramblebush. They'd like to call it the Bramble more than Pasgetti, but I think it's Pasgetti. Yeah. and I think it's beautiful. Anyway, guys, if you want to check this out, I did live stream a lot of it on Friday and Saturday, not so much on Sunday, and I'll probably be doing more come next weekend. Of course, I have a factory day job where it's nowhere near as interesting as this, because it's more like pressing a few buttons and then pulling things out of a machine, checking it, fixing it, and pushing it back in. This is a lot more interesting. Anyway, guys, that is it. Thanks a bunch for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Ta-ta.